Hello and welcome to Train Sim World 3. Set 2. We're starting something a bit different. I haven't seen anyone else do this, so why not? I'm going to go through every route in DSW that I've got. Just know that I've only got both iron 9s up at the moment, because that's what we're sticking with to start with. Of course, I've got other routes. I'm going to lose my search, but hey, I will search back in the other keyboard. So I've got all of these routes. It's not all the DLCs, but I've got them all. I probably won't be hitting Training Centre. And I won't be doing them in order. I just use Iron 9 to start with because it is my local route. And that saves me being biased. So I get the bias T already done with first. Since this is, 8 miles? I've got how long Iron Dines. My brain's died. But I think it's about 8 miles or something. Let's get trains then. Sim World. Oh god, Train Sim World, wiki up. And I can tell you. This is the farm one. Sweet. What are we doing? Iron Line, where are you? There you are. Start with, we'll do the 483, then 484. So it's apart from UK and British. It's technically not British Rail. The operate would be Southwest in both of these, technically by the date wise for them to be done. So it is obviously 8.5 miles, which is 13.7 kilometres. If you did know. So, like I said, we start with 483, we go to 484. For this one, I do not want you to play. Go away. Honest reviews. Shush. Right, it's just going to play. Shush. Thank you. So, obviously, that's the original one, pre-upgrade, and that's upgrade. Start with the 483. So you do have a train for the route, but the trains and with trains in a bunch just by it will be on Iron Line. I won't hit that because it will just jack. Off you got the scenarios. Since there's only one train in the pack and one train that layers on to the pack, which is the 483 itself. We've got all the scenarios here. Which I probably should read that at some point. Because I haven't actually done that. Which one is it? One of these is in Snow from Small Book. I can't remember. Starts at Small Book, but the right pair, Shanklin to right pair. No. One of these does, but one of these starts at right pair, not right pair, at Small Book, which is in the snow, and the snow goes off within about 5 seconds of starting. But there. Obviously, there's only 68 services. I've done 16. Like I said, this is my local route, so I can do it up more for it. So you got the 43. There's a little bit of info about it there. DC third rail. So it's an electric multiple unit. Former 1938 tube stock, which we'll get on when we hit the Bakerloo. And they were retired back in 2020 was their final properly full year of service. They retired in 2021 before the 483 came in 2022. So obviously the Iron Line had an upgrade, so both routes are different. This is a route add-on, by the way, and 483 counts as a loco add-on, so you won't get trophies / achievements depending on you on. I'm on console, I'm on PlayStation, so it's trophies. So starting on foot. From Shanklin to right pair, it's the full line. Obviously, all stops in between there: Ride Esplanade, Ride St John's, Smallbrook, Braden, Sandown, Lake, and Shanklin. I won't go into the history of the route, but I will do a little bit because then at least it will explain some of it. But I won't go into when the line was originally built and so forth. Smallbrook is the newest station on the line, opened in 1991 on the 20th of July. And before that, Lake opened, because Lake didn't exist for station wise. If you wanted Lake, you had to go from Sandown. So, I'm not going to pick every route, but with the station, I'm going to go to Smallbrook. And I'm going to try and point out pros and cons and route inaccuracies if I can, but 90% of them I won't be able to. It's only Island Line and a bit of Bakerloo I can do that with. Little bit London Brighton perhaps. But obviously some of this isn't hit like this anymore. The platform's no longer looking like this either. Straight away, I don't know why Rivet did this, because it was a Rivet Games route if you wonder. They decided to put the PSI up on every platform. That is not true. That there is a collectible. One of them anyway. Thought I was throwing myself onto the track. No, on there, but I'm going to go straight in with possibly the con for me. Obviously this doesn't have the open one here. This is too small for Smallbrook itself. But obviously this is the theme hour side. I'm going to say fair enough because I can't get there. But about hit around there, where I'm trying to point to, is a token horn. Token for the steam arrow to put the tokens on, which is a single line token. So nerves are down here, pretty much it's always something. There is 90% of the time someone based down at Smallbrook that will be doing it. They will be on the train to start with. Because it's either someone that's on the train that does it, or if it ever does, it's the person that's in there that will do it. But they're missing the signal box. The signal box, which is around here somewhat, which is about around there, and I believe that looks a bit too far. In truth, I think the platform goes out a little bit more. Yeah, it goes out a bit more. It's not because it's a bit too small. The platform area is a bit too small. And at the same time too late. Just noticed that. Collectible, and down here you got the camera, which is also a collectible. And so that's all the collectibles on one place, which is quite handy for me. Which does actually do like the Erosa line and has a photo of the 403 on. One good thing about the route, compared with the TS counterpart, that's on Drain Sim, Drain Classic, the steam arrow is like that. It does not join onto the Island Line. We do want to, but blame child for us. Trees don't exist here either. Somewhere, the fence, if those trees weren't there, you'd actually notice the old signal box ground frame, because this used, obviously it was a junction back in steam period. I don't know why I'm going too much about all of that. With work doing this first, then I go on the train and do all that. And why not, we'll go to quickly pop to, I think I'll do the pier, both Ride Pier and James, and then popped to St John's. This is supposed to be quick, so I'm on both Island Line routes. Annoyingly, I'm going to have to do a couple of the search. It's right at the top now. So go to Shanklin first. I can't be bothered to change the time now. There is actually a PSI board here, but it's missing. The truth, you could actually get out this way in real life. But on here, they've got it on the 483. Bit wrong though, but they have got a board here with Jenkins plastered on it. With I might even take a massive guess and say it might even be a kid's drawing of a 483, and also Invincible, which is sadly in bits. Well, somewhat in bits. But sat on here in real life where the Barry went over on over the main road and pretty much up around to Ventnor, up to over to Ventnor. That PSI board's in the wrong spot. It's not down here, it's over under it. It's about around here. There should be an S on this one, I think it is. I think it's that one that should have the S mark on it. Yes, platform 1, because that's platform 2. In truth, that is a lot more weeded than what it is, and yeah, that's got a lot of weeds on it. Obviously, that is the way in and out of the platform itself quite often that everyone uses. Like I said, down there, and also the ticket office, which is over the back door or black door. No, be that door, which is open, but it doesn't open all week. It's only open Monday to Friday. It's not open Saturday and Sunday in real life. Obviously, the stations though, this is a pro, not a con. All the platforms are actually really, really goodly modelled. I'm gonna have to admit. It's a shame what the free cameras I've got on top go up a bit more, but all of these are how they are. All the actual net parts on them, they're all correct, minus the PSI board being in the wrong spot. So yeah, apart from that, everything else is pretty much fine. Also, no TPWS grid, which it didn't have back at this point in time. Can I be bothered to wait for a train to turn up or not? 18, not really. Off to the pair. Bugs I will pick up. But for more or less this, there's none. To be honest, there's actually no bugs on the route themselves. It's only really one bug, which I will pick up on. And I can hit the loco train itself because it's on the trains. So the pair. Now I paired. Kind of got a PSI board in its nice spot. But yeah, if I paired. To be fair, it is like this in real life. Getting to the training. But so yeah. Straight off, I'm going to go say there's an inaccurate spot here. You may not know it, but if you've never been to the island, it's around this pool, around this one, I think it is, or it might even be halfway. But there is a sign saying use was for the trains pointing to platform 1. Technically, this is platform 2. I'm on the track here. That's platform 3. That was track for platform 3. Platform 4. Yeah, yes, it was a 4-track end station. That S car marker should not just be like that. There would, on the track, there was anyway, there's not now. All this is not here at the moment. But on the track, it was painted yellow for a stop point. There wasn't really an S car marker on there, apart from the Steins, there wasn't this one here. And if you are curious what technically caused these, because that was true. These holes are there in real life, but that's storm damage. That is just literal storm damage on the pit itself. reason why the engineer works forever to do. And yes, it is 15 and 20 down the pit when the road's 10. 1 second. Hopefully there's no train coming up the pit. What way you? And you'll come up the pit, aren't you? I'm guessing yes, because it's actually slightly moving up the pit, but quickly go on the pit. You can walk down the pit, by the way. So yeah, and it's not this one that has top grass parked up. 22 has more. In real life, you would see the mainland. So yeah, is it coming up the pit or not? Yes, it is. I might try the train to get the passenger view side of it, but obviously, like I said, you can walk down it once the train's coming up the pit. But obviously, the tram track is gone. That's been dismantled. Now that's going to be the walkway up there eventually. So rest in peace, tramline. This was a platform, not. This was a track, not a platform. I mean, and yes, this has still got the third. Well, it doesn't now. I think they're taking this up. They're going to be taking this track up at some point. But this is here. This was here. This was. It wasn't a double platform today, though. This was used as the tram when these entered service for Network South East. This was used still. It was only after around the 9th, not long after they cancelled that side out completely. You can hear the awful sounds already. There's a bug for you. The AI don't use the headlights properly. Oh, you can tell the sound awful. PS, the boards should not be like that. They do not change either. They should always say one end say ride, pair, and one side will say Shanklin all the time. Quite often this is an AI thing. They don't turn the barrel cab lights on. The lights on in here. But yeah, Network South East for you. Blame that on not being able to get the licensing. Getting in. You can't open the windows. I don't think you can do many trains in the passenger area on TS. Obviously, yes, you can do that. You couldn't do. You are not actually supposed to do this in real life. Open the window on it. No, it's one thing I didn't know about. Yes, you've got fire extinguisher here. Because that is the proper seat mechanic. If anyone knows it, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that the Metropolitan? Okay, that's down. Bip bip TT. I guarantee we're not going anywhere for some time. But yeah, ignore these two. These ones here, they're all fake. That is a proper license. That one there is proper. Out of date carbon, but yeah. Of course, this would be guarded as well. Quite often, the guards in this part here would be, because there'd be one doing the doors, not the driver. But that's again limitation to the for itself, not a route limitation. So yeah, it's on the subject there. So you obviously Revit Games promoting their stuff off, and ultimately Matt Pedersen doing stuff as well. Can you drive on here? No. So yeah, obviously this is all. Otherwise, everything you can hear is actually accurate. To be honest, no one's ever pulled these. I don't know if they would work. Obviously, it's logged, but yeah, these would work in real life because you have to press the button to get off. And yeah, well, or cutting in through that's the game. But people say that you're hitting your head on the roof. You might if you're tall, but you're not, in truth. And I will admit, you're never really on this train unless... Oh, there's a driver in now. I'm taking a seat before a random AI takes it. And they will do a ticket, but it would be like that bit of a space where you're showing off the Erosa. Was it out before the Erosa Island line or not? I can't remember. But yeah. Oh god, oh god, oh. Camera's gone on a bus. What is wrong with my camera? Oh, now the AI know how to use a headlights. It's random. I'll shut up a bit. Because it would be noisy. In real life, you will not be going, yeah, oh, quite peaceful, quite peaceful. It was very loud. To say it, I probably do a relatively realistic go to it. And plus, you would not, like I said, it was not smooth, but it was sort of thing. Going down it, you could hear it from standing over there, and to be fair, on the platform down Hyde Esplanade. But yeah, I'll get onto the sounds when I hear the actual train themselves. But I'm just using it to get down the pier and get to St John's. I can't bother to walk. Are we meeting a train? That's St John's. Does not look like it. This one meets at Sandown. Once again, why is it with the camera? But yeah, that platform is not weeded, it's actually planted. I'm not expecting the camera doing that. But this platform here is in fact planted up now. It really is a building over there. I have no idea why the camera's doing that. Hover Travel owns this half. They use it as their engineering side of it for the holographs, which don't show up on this. You can't actually walk over there on this version, you can on the 4th version. So there is really another building here, disused. And here there is an underground passageway. Once again, missing. Obviously, that there is the ticket office. For the whole line, pretty much. It does tickets for the Fast Cat as well, which are rail tickets, which then only the rail side of it after the pier. We'll get off at St John's. The weather, dynamic weather is decided to kick in. Obviously, this. Oh god, I don't think this roof's got sparks. At least not unless it's chucking down with rain. But the 483 does. No, 484 does. This tunnel is actually modelled very accurate, by the way. You can't see it, but I have walked through this tunnel. Not in real life, but in the game. Someone else has. Don't know if you can or not. No, but through there you may see the other track. So technically you could see the other train going through if you're very late. But no, you wouldn't actually, because the signal St John's holds it. Despite there are, in truth, signal around here, ground signal, that counts for both lines, I believe. Does it sound on here not good on here? Because it's both, because since release, they did sound I won't say improvements to it, but they added the wheel flange in, which I don't think works. It's almost bendy. It's got bendy. I've got no idea what's wrong with this camera at the moment. It's far too. Yeah, it's there. Ooh, yeah, there's sound on it. Round here it was. You wouldn't hear a constant wheel flange, but around here, to be fair, but that's the game limitation. You put it in on certain tight length corners and it will just do it. So, yeah. Now, catching the train sounding. I want to try and keep this half hour. I don't think that's going to happen. Come on. This is the last bit of freedom-ness like this, then I deal with the trains, like the train himself. Come on. Do 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 do. They should not be locked. In truth, you could open them up moving, and they have done that. Come on, stop. I'm good. Thank you. Obviously, in real life, they can stop down in. This wouldn't be open like this, by the way. You could not walk past it. BSI boards don't exist. Yeah. They should not be dead empty. There would be one parked up in there, one parked there, one parked there, and in the time that the route is set, for the year that the route is set, RIP 004, 004 was dumped down here, the three of them. So yeah, you could get out, this could get in and out over here, but you can't anymore in real life. And also, if I go down here, on this they didn't model it, but on it would have been nice if they did. This would have been the only residence of BR on the island. Minus the thing that way. There was a BR sign on that door. They've actually hidden this bit up, so you can't actually see it. That's because this used to be the shed over that side as well. So weird. And obviously the signal box is accurate. That is a signal box right there in real life. From Cheers minus all the mods out of it. I think no Rowie on in the game's got what the signal rods on it. Off goes 403. That's a little bit more realistic-ish for the sound wise, but the sound but then they wouldn't sound like that. You would hear the compressor quite loud, and the compressor is quite quiet on this route. I don't know why the lights on most routes that are done by Rivet do that. BSI board, which does not exist in real life. Well, I think that's enough of that. Like I said, I want to try and keep this half hour. It will not be. So I want to do both iron lines in one hit. So that's that. No, it's not. I need to do the train now. So obviously it's only got the 483 in Network South East livery. I've got none Credits Club because I made more. All of them are on the workshop, by the way. And yeah, we've got obviously both branded and unbranded, like absolutely terrible dinosaur livery. And also one which I've recently uploaded, which is that but rusty, because in truth they were branded when they got branded Island Line, they weren't actually rusty. They didn't get to that point. Apart from 007 4 was dumped. But let's put that on there because I haven't got anything else. You know I can drive this through Uplist. Doink. Fiddly like the underground is, but hey ho. Don't need cab light. And instrument lights. I always do this. Get out of my way. Oh, 003, which was scrapped ages ago. She's actually scrapped one of the scrapped units. So only 008, 006, 007, 004 that has survived in its full entirety. 007 has half survived. Forward. Now then, this is the point when I just point out a bug. Yeah, you can probably see it on the speedo down there. It's about 6 miles out. And Rivet Game are aware of it, and they have apparently fixed it. It just hasn't gotten out yet to us yet. Since you've done the sound, I won't do too much. There you can hear the squeaks a bit more now. So yeah, that is pretty much how it would have been like coming out of there. There's the PSI board in the front. Ooh. Let's go to the back one. This is all a bit inaccurate because it should not be saying champion on the back, it should be saying right there. Taking you in full power. See what I mean? It's about 6 or so miles out. Door's gonna open. As far as I've noticed, having the door or window open doesn't really make any difference. Yes, they did have a whistle, but it was a lot more better than that. Go on, Professor. In truth, quite often when they came either up or down the pier, you would actually hear the compressor down there. So yeah. Was this a service at Small Brook? No. It's not all services stopped at Small Brook because the United doesn't operate all the time. Despite that PSI ball's in the right spot, by the way. Under. Go under. In truth, there is another one here. Another, like a dummy signal sort of thing. Plant up there, which isn't modelled, which is there in real life. Obviously, the guard buzzer doesn't work. I'm all on board, but yeah, the guard buzzer doesn't work on this. In the snow, it will wheel slip. In the rain, it will wheel slip as well. Down we go. In truth, that you would see a duck flashing like no one's business coming down this wall, down here, in real life, as we plunge into the darkness. There you go, see the wall, see the wall, see the wall, see the wall, gone. It's built like that. I believe this was built to cut and cover like the Metropolitan District Circle lines were built. 10 speed on that ball, but not in the 10s of a game. I'll wait until we get outside. Most of what's inaccurate on this is inaccurate on both routes, by the way, for Iron Line. Yes, there is a distance signal, and that will always be yellow. And yes, the island does have semaphores on it still. So, like I say, there you go. That's obviously that's not the livery that you get in the bag. That's a livery which I've made, which is a Pond Creators Club. And I'm just going to stop because why not? So let's move on to the more update version of Island Line, which is the 4.4 version, which is in the game. It's called Island Line 2022. I'm constantly thirsty. Pardon me. So on to 22. Which I've gone straight past because I'm a noob. So we got in here. We do have the introduction to some strange reason, and this one's actually in the menu for this one. So you got the route, the 4.4 introduction, and a route introduction. Like nothing's on new different there. Obviously got the scenarios. Once again, it's only for the 4.4 because that's all there is on the route. And I have them all. Nice things on this route as well, by the way. Obviously on foot and that, not much will be different. So if I go to a couple stations, I will pick them. Now we'll do the end one because, like I said, here we go. That is what kind of is there. I believe we actually did more on this route than the original, because I believe some of it's now looking more tidier. Once again, that is actually more grown than that. Just know there's a big bad dump down that. But yeah, truth, I think these balls were only put up after, not long after they originally released the route. That's not there in real life. PSI board is all the way down here, which isn't even modelled on this version of the game, of the route. Once again, it's actually get out of the way, get out of the way. Go on, people. There's a ticket machine right here, by the way. And like I said, there's the TPWS grids there. So, which are there in real life. And this is as well. Despite they're more curved than triangles. More than a triangle looking like that. Obviously this one's probably not good, but they lowered the track bed here, then raised it in some other places. Due to forward freeze, one lower down due to them being on an underground, deep level tube trains, and the forward freeze ran on the subsurface district line. So if I go to Braden, since even though I didn't go to Braden on this, but this is one this is probably not a con, this is I don't know why I said that, there's not really many cons on the route for the 4.3, I think it's mostly bug free, I have to admit. Apart from the same that small book where it's missing the signal box. So Braden, because Braden is now got 2 platforms on it instead of 1. The only thing that's is now wrong is the timetable. And things load up, please. Thank you. Obviously, it's double track. It was 5. Slightly climb up. It was 5 miles an hour temporary when they started running, but it's not now. Obviously, you can use this to cross the line. That's why there's a whistle board there. This is also, all the fence is actually not where it's supposed to be. I've just noticed, but there is a footpath down that side behind that fence there, which I've not walked on. This was a platform here as well for the line to Bembridge at one point. Yes, they're dumped all over the place too. We've got people trespassing. This is no, it's not just this route that's got that problem. And there's no PSI dumped out place on this route, at least, like there is in real life. Like comes on it, there must be a train due because that signal's just changed green. Yes, I'm not getting on it, but default livery wise, that is wrong. Come on, this is a painful 15 mile an hour, come on. It used to be 20. Come on. sounds are actually true, by the way. That is awful, livery-wise. You can't best livery look. Oh, get out of the way. That is not what they look like in real life. No. Don't ask why they stop all the way down here, despite the bridges here. Technically, that's out of use still. There's a temporary bridge here, which isn't modelled, which I'm not going to moan about. I don't mind it not being modelled. So yeah, you can actually be guarded on them by these, by the way. And there's a ghost driving it, but yeah, there's a ghost apparently driving the train now. Oh, I love train sim sometimes. Train sim well, because that's train sim and train sim world if I problem in it. But fair enough, not all doors in real life will open. I'd never want to sit there. There's the Darker Flashes. This was the route that first had them, and probably the last route which was released on TSW2 actually. Yeah, this side doesn't have the bits in those bits, that side does. Because this was left abandoned for many years with that as well. The platform was still here, this was here. And you can't go underneath it that easy, you have to dug. But this is one thing that I do like. If I climb up here, there is a collectible in here, by the way. But that is what the line used to look like. You can't read that, it's a shame, but that's how Raiden used to look like, by the way. With all these signals. This is here today, by the way, and was restored to that. Restored as well. There's no tick office here, by the way. Don't do this in real life. Yeah, there's a bus down there. There's never a bus down here because they don't run down here. That is not true. Just know it's a football up, but yeah, Raiden for you. And I will go to St John's as well. Then we'll do the train. Because like I said, there's not much on here that's wrong. Minus the timetable. Since is actually, they're not running up here at the moment. Actually, there is a small wing, but that's only because it's been done recently. And that is a very small little detail, and I mean small, but not too bad. And it's not here, not the awful livery. But they've off the pier, with the pier being shut at the moment, it's actually 15, there's a limit of 15 mile an hour up there, on into Esplanade at the moment. So, yeah, this is one of the platforms that has had to be raised. I don't know why that side's not as big as this side, but yeah, they've had to raise it to that this surface that's on it. Like I said, now they will use this when the forecast trains do start, but goodness knows when. And yes, there's all these 003, 005 and 001 parked up, but whichever one's in service dumps itself here. Yeah, that one will act as duty too. That senses of it when it's during the peak. The windows, what do they do with them? I've not seen them open yet on the 403 in real life. Since it's coming in, I can do the passenger view line here when it gets here. And yes, you can't actually now see into that area because there is a fence like that in the way. Yeah, don't know why they put that there but not here. In real life, to be fairness. no public problems. Technically, I wouldn't say that's a problem, someone coming down here, in my opinion, but hey. Because I would have said if they didn't want people come here, they should put a fence here. I'm going up here because I know it's not going to be down here when it arrives, because we'll get on this, do the passenger view, then we'll do the train. Come on. Once again, here's an awful livery. I'm not here just to mind my liveries, by the way. And it comes. This is because Southwest. Of course. Come on, girls. They do act like this. Come on. Oh, well, despite they don't have Southwest, they still use somewhat the Southwest licensing buys from maps. That is not true, but that's licensing problems. They couldn't get the proper photos. That is a proper photo of the Steam Railway. Once again, with a games promoting their own routes. So I'm not going to be too mad at that. When I say they can't get the licensing for Southwest, there they are on a Southwest map on the train. These are for guard panels. Unlock. Drop. You can use them. Key. So yeah, they do work, but I'm not going to attempt to do it. Otherwise, everything is on it correct. I like one feature of this, you have to press that, then you can open the doors up. Like for cutscenes and that, shoot yourself. So yeah, there you go. You can open the windows by the way on this. You can't open the doors, which is realistic. You're supposed to mess that all in because it's so but yeah. Like I said, there's not many pros and cons on this this version. The pro is at least the sounds are right. In some sense, the con is delivery. But to be fair, it's an easy one to navigate out of every other DLC. So you got just the 484 there. I haven't got anything for Creators Cup, but I have got my own. Just ignore the Southern one for now. Poppy, they did have a Poppy dump on the front for a little bit of time. That's now off. I believe it has come off now. Just use that one. Use a day one. Do that one there. Because this is, like I said, they do services wise for just peak hour wise during the peak. So ones that go as far as Via Esplanade the peak are these is the second train. So off we go. And yes, you can open the doors without actually having anything else. And in truth, yes, this does have all this turned on. And yes, it does have AWS on the train, but not the route. All that. Click that. In real life, you'd hear AWS, TPWS activated after my character phone. It's on today. Sharp. That one. I never get those right first time, lucky. But it's got a DIY on this. And also, the guard's buzzer does in fact work. This does work as well, by the way. Which I can never remember which one it is that does it, that one there. So forward, I'm going to keep that up for this because it's because that is not it is pretty much you can keep clicking it backwards. Eventually will hit max power. And the brake is actually notched, but it is dynamic brakes just to point out, so they're not brilliant until low speeds. Unless you prolong the braking up to full power, which is 7. That is their horn, which they do use, but it's either operation shift. It gives them that, I don't care about the speed. So yeah, they do have that on the road, just notices. That's the truth. Just sound system. I'm probably going to go too quick for it. And they do hold down for quite a while. One other thing, passenger light doesn't light up on there, which I think might be a small bug, but I've got 2 bugs. Look at it, I do quite often forget about that side of it. So that would be obviously some of this does sort of no sound. None of these light up. Cab light don't need that. Just to prove the brakes are rubbish. It'll even emergency brake, but then it will kick in. And somewhere up here is where up over there a bit more. That point there is where it's actually got the continuously welded track on it. These bikes are terrible. So yeah, like I said, the PSI is that on there. Welcome aboard. And so yeah, got a couple different ones there. They don't work on other routes, by the way. I'm just going to get out the emergency brake, so that's up, drove me up the wall. So I'm going to just do this, that, and that, just so we can just nip onto the train as a passenger. Now actually, better do the mastery stuff quickly before I forget, because like I said, there is mastery for the 484 version of the route, which is buggy as all hell at the moment. But it has counted for me at least. Some people haven't counted, by the way. So there's walk 2 miles and to complete 2 timetables, service wise. For tier 1, tier 2 is drive 50 miles and complete 3 scenarios or timetable. That was originally just saying scenarios, which wasn't counting, by the way. So that was a bug which they have fixed, at least now on here, which unlocks that. But I guarantee it will show up now, or not. It's a known bug, by the way. That is a bug that the mastery tile doesn't unlock on here either. I don't even know, because I can't remember what it was, but not some. I think Creators Club's kind of bugged out at the moment anyway for bug as well. So what sort of time does the Esplanade ones run? 6:15. Right here. Right, Esplanade. 7:15. So pretty much 8:15 possibly as well. So I do that and that. That's not good. There we go. And close those up. Now this will be sitting here for a little bit of time. How am I going to... So the camera is a bit buggy on this one. I'm going next, so it was some type of cough and I was sit here or sit in I sit in this one for a bit. So would I recommend Iron Lines to people? Yes. I'm biased because I'm local. Especially if you want the 43 and the 44. Like I said, hovercrafts are modelled. They're the actual hover. That is modelled off the hovercrafts which are in service at the moment, by the way. So yeah, like I said, would I recommend it? Yes, no. It depends on if you're up to passenger running, to be honest. But overall, the routes are good though. Quite an easy one to drive. So, to be fair, for new people to the game, yes, they're quite easy to drive. To be honest, because obviously you got both. You got brake. This one's got the combined, and the other one doesn't. There is no safety system on this route line unless on this one you've got TPWS turned on. Otherwise, nothing. No AWS and nothing. Even though obviously these are fitted with AWS, these trains are, but they have to be. That's by law. Delivery on this is awful, but Creators Club can fix that. So yeah. Like I said, you know what I mean. I can't say too much about this route because, like I said, I'm biased like crazy for being local. Hey, cam. Hey, that works, but not the head cam. So yeah. Oh god. These don't sound around here that much. Oh no, they do. Oh hello. So yeah. To fill our charging stations down the line. Charging station provides for USB plugs. So I am going to leave it here. I don't know what route I'm doing next, but hey, I am open for suggestions for the next route to be. So I will start this here. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And I will see you in the next video for this, whenever that will be. Thank you very much, and goodbye.